Hello everyone, my name is Christopher Sutton and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a video that's a little bit longer than the ones I've been doing, and I plan on making them a little bit longer moving forward. A lot of people seemed interested in my process, sharing tips and knowledge I have along the way, so this is my first attempt at that. Please enjoy and let me know what you think.
This pile of books I got from a used bookstore in Austin, Texas called Recycled Reads. It's a great resource. Basically what they do is they take books that are damaged or beat up from the Austin Public Library and sell them at a discount because they're about to be thrown away. So when I'm cutting up books, I really don't feel as bad as I could. I know people are very sensitive about cutting up books, and I am also a collector of books in other ways, but it feels good to repurpose them in a different way through collages. This is an image that I thought would be perfect for the background to a collage. It was a window that overlooked a city. As you can see, as I'm trying to tear it out, I completely rip it, which is always so annoying. So it's always important to have tools like an X-Acto blade or scissors to kind of help you cut it out. Luckily, since I kind of ripped it at the bottom left corner of the image, I think that maybe I could, put something overlapping that you would never know that it was ripped in any way. So I still set it aside to potentially use later on. This was another image I came across that I thought would be perfect for background to a collage. The way that there's two clear windows kind of looking out on the plain, a clear floor in the foreground. I really thought that there would be a lot that I could play with. Here's an example of a few images that kind of would work well, but I don't think really work well for my kind of collages. The fact that these tables and counter have so many small pieces in front of it, I just find it so hard that I wouldn't really be able to realistically cut it all out. So whenever I see images like that, even though the dynamic and the way that our eye kind of moves back in the frame of these, or the way that there's a seat for someone to sit down, I just don't think I would be able to bring justice to it in the way that I can in other images. Sometimes after I cut something out, I have a scrap left over, and I think it's sometimes important to kind of look over on the other side of your scraps to see, hey, maybe there's something that you could cut out to use. Here I thought this bookshelf would kind of be useful in maybe a collage down the road, and it was really easy to cut out, which I always love. I thought this image would be good for a collage because I really liked how one part of the building was flat looking at us and the other part kind of drove back into the background. I used an X-Acto blade to cut this piece out, and while it is extremely useful for cutting pages at the seam like that, I do recommend being careful because it just so easily slices through multiple pages and you might be cutting way more than you expect. Here's another image I thought would just be perfect for a collage, a chair with the middle of the room. There could be so many things that are on the chair, behind the chair. I was just kind of excited to play around with that.
With collages, a big thing that people are constantly talking about is what kind of glue to use. It's something I've been asked a lot, and I know that for a long time I wasn't sure what to use, and even though I'm still not 100% sure, what I have been using is a pH neutral glue. I used Elmer's for a long time, but I think this pH neutral will last longer over the course of time, so hopefully in 50 years. Maybe my pieces are just half destroyed or by time instead of fully destroyed by time, but we'll see what happens. But I put it into a smaller Elmer's glue bottle just because it's easier for me to work with. And the biggest thing that I see that's different than regular Elmer's glue in this stuff is that this is way runnier. So sometimes I've tried to put it on a piece and the glues just run all over the place, which is not the best.
Once I have a few pictures that I know are going to be the background for the collage, I lay them all out so I can see what I'm working with. Then, if you see on the left hand side there's a green drawer. That's where all the pieces that I've cut out from books, magazines, flyers from the street, just really anything. I like having them already cut out because if I'm not in the mood for a collage, at least I have some of the steps already done. So if I sit down and start moving things around, maybe I'll actually finish a piece.
So this is my drawer of stuff I already have cut out. Ranges from a woman with her fingers in her ears, meat I've cut out, couple on a bed, black eye, giant battery, kind of controller. So that's really helpful and it just allows me to go through really easily.
In most of my collages, I do not have anyone looking at us or breaking the fourth wall. This is a good example of that. I really like how the hallway goes back. I like that she's looking back even though her eyes are closed. And to me, it looks like she's smelling something, so I thought, why not add food in all the different rooms? I do think I should have chosen food that got smaller as it went back into the hallway, but I think it ended up turning out okay in the end. Recently I've been into making smaller collages with just a few pieces, this being one of them. I like that in the end I used the background, the man walking through the door, the woman, and the car, so 4 pieces all together. I love the chair in the middle of the room so much in this, I really didn't want to block it in any way. So again, I used just a few pieces for this one. I had this guy, Pipe Man, that I had left over from an old Life magazine, so I thought he'd be perfect for this. And then adding the car just takes you even more out of the reality of it, which I like. In this last collage, I mostly played with the foreground, middle ground, and background. So in the end, I had ended up having the cassettes in the foreground, the surgeon in the midground, and the lookout tower from Dragon Ball Z in the background. I think with all those layers, it really allows your eye to follow around the piece.
Well, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe and like, and I look forward to the next video. So have a great week.